The party. So before we continue our open mic, we're going to have our featured poet, Jack Friedman, read from his chapbook, Tobias. So please welcome Jack Friedman to the stage.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming out. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to those who have taken a look at Tobias and have purchased it. It is $5, incredibly cheap. So, that said, I'm actually going to do a poem that is not in the book. I'm going to do one that is it's pretty much been a signature poem of mine for a while, and that's going to be Redheads in the Wild. Redhead. Genus, Gingerus. Species, Fucandangerous. Can often be spotted in Ireland, known for extreme tempers, known for being teased by kids, known for being adored by older women with the following mating call. Oh my God, your hair's so beautiful, I wish I could get it out of a bottle. The only thing Gingerus Fucandangerous that gets out of a bottle that is red is Johnny Walker. But then he realizes he could have had a V8. When encountering the Gingerus Fucandangerous, kindly proceed with caution. Bounty unsuccessfully hunting the redhead is $1 million, assuming you live to tell about it. They bear strong resemblances to leprechauns, but those who try to steal their gold are out of luck. Gingerus Fucandangerous is an endangered species, for oftentimes they are poached for their hair. Down there. Know how to match carpets and drapes, amazing interior decorators. Will kill with kindness, assuming that this abstract noun refers to a Hattori Hanzo samurai sword with the word kindness inscribed on the handle. National Geographic Special Redheads in the Wild will return after a brief word from our sponsor. Thank you. Okay, so each of these poems in the chapbook have a letter that starts with each of the names of the poems. So there is a poem that starts with a T, an O, a B, and a, you got the idea. So this first poem is a reflection of my childhood in the 80s and what I remembered from the 80s. I have to thank Thomas Fucaloro for helping me with this, because we have these very thorough workshops that are done by NYSAI Press, and NYSAI Press are the people behind the Advanced Poetry Slam team that we had here represent us. So thank you guys. For those of you who are here, thank you. You represented us well. Yeah. That said, we're going to get on to Touching the Sky. Sunrises on Saturday mornings before networks had 24-hour programming are vast memories. Sense of light and color from the test pattern, darkness eradicated at the age of 4. Infomercials with Richard Simmons outlined weight loss fallacies, crash diets, laxatives, vomiting, starved for a sense of belonging, excretion of identity, purging taboos of the psychic and psychotic. And then the colors of deal meal cards eased that need to nourish my spirit, quenching my thirst for love and wisdom. In the morning, I had no rooster to wake me. It was Tootie from the Home Shopping Club who woke me. Gold and emeralds eased my chaos, adoration adorned and fever fueled. Perceptions of color often defined through ColecoVision, Atari, Commodore, low fidelity, higher contrast from reruns of I Love Lucy, The Honeymooners, and The Twilight Zone. I craved boldness in those 8-bit rainbows, skylines done injustice. 16 colors aren't enough, impossible, to fill in a 24-hour day with such restrictions. I observe the sky through filters, none of which distort reality, but simply accentuate the vividness of heaven. Often I reminisce of 1985, the first time I had a numerical concept of a year. 4 years after my birth, 30 years prior to my father's passing. But these days, my eyes are hexadecimal algorithms Pantone has yet to develop, and my vision is HDMI. Pupils are my perspective. Darkness, the onyx observation of loneliness and loss, my insatiable need to find a place within this infinite spectrum, my unfulfilled desire to belong. The wheel of fortune spins. Luck is pressed. Come on, big money, big money, big money. Big bucks, big bucks, big bucks. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop! Pink hearts, orange stars, yellow moons, green clovers, blue diamonds, purple horseshoes, red balloons, pots of gold, rainbows, trees, blue moons, leprechaun hats, gold coins, shooting stars, crystal balls, hourglasses, keys. These are the talisman of morning magic. Ambrosia of oats and marshmallows soaked in milk. But my lucky charms are my rods and cones, for they allow me to admire those radiant symbols. All my photos evolved from mud, and this new set of colors is presently paradise, my heaven, my sky, my ether. Perhaps it demonstrates the incorporation of color destined to reach out. Perhaps it's friendlier than the earth upon which I stand. Perhaps I crave that which is limitless, for skies are not ceilings and the outside world is unconfined. My aura showcases skylines. Another pivotal moment of my life, which is part of the creation of Tobias, is Judaism. And this is a poem that was dedicated to a birthright trip that I took. For those not familiar, Birthright is an organization where Jewish college students can go to Israel for free. I took advantage of that. And I wrote this about the old city of Jerusalem in 2004. Imagine yourself safe. Imagine yourself home. This is the road you pave. This is your sacred poem. Protect her with your minds. Protect her in your hearts. You are the glue that binds. You are the holy parts. My love for her is boundless. My love is all she needs. Worship with master prowess. Worship as my heart bleeds. Envision her with hope. Envision her with height. Suspend her with your rope. Suspend her with your might. Trade in my grief for love. Trade in my wrath for faith. Which within me is the dove. Within me God hath saith. Imagine yourself safe. Imagine yourself home. This is the road you pave. This is your sacred poem. Protect her with your minds. Protect her with your hearts. You are the glue that binds. You are the holy parts. When crying at the wall, when praying as you rock, this Lord won't break your fall, won't let you fall. This Lord won't break your lock. As eyes inspect the dome, as eyes inspect the shrines, allow those eyes to roam, allow those eyes to climb. Ideas arise from peace. Ideas contain the code, uniting, clothed by peace. Uniting, safe abode. Bring yourself as you are. Bring yourself to the table. Come from near and come far. Come join us if you're able. Imagine yourself safe. Imagine yourself home. This is the road you pave. This is your sacred poem. My love for her is boundless. My love is all she needs. Worship with master prowess. Worship as my heart bleeds. Observe Observe her through each lens. Observe her as you focus. Each pupil lends defense. Each iris burns the bogus. From ashes grows a city. From ashes we will rise. No more blankets of pity. No more degrading lies. Have pity on the bigots. Have pity on the zealots. Feel love with all your digits. Feel love within and yell it. Those tingles are divine. Those tingles hold the key. Within you is the sign. Within your soul, you're free. Imagine yourself safe. Imagine yourself home. This is the road you pave. This is your sacred poem. This next poem is about, finding yourself in pretty much any kind of sexual sense whatsoever. So this is called Beanstalk. As you know, my name is Jack M. Friedman. I should mention that. So yeah, Beanstalk. You are the beanstalk I climb. Your mind is the giant I wish to slay. Your voice is carried in the wind, and I pretend your pitch and tone skips across the gusts, skips across the breezes, skips across the zephyrs. Air is my element. I fan every one of your ignitions with we seek each other's levels, walking upon this common ground. I am layered. You reach that which frost can't touch. Dig deeper. Double down, undeniably, uncanny, magnetically magical. Tickling me pink leaves a memory which leaves me giggling, and I wrap my finger around you. I wrap around your finger, leaving power in your hands, grabbing your arm by surprise. I carry a kick of curry on my lips, warming them in the blistering cold. I am protected by acid, but can you neutralize me? You already fondle the baseline of my litmus test. Red hair, blue comedy. How can I not react to our chemistry? Heavy loads are what we carry. We travel light as we lift each other. Be my passenger 57 and I will call you Heinz. Variety. Variety is a condiment and a spice. You cut the mustard. I relish your presence. We catch up while we are in pickles. I wish not to slay the giant on second thought. I wish to soothe it. We will rise together. We will fall together. We will join together. And even as we rise together, and even as we fall together, and even as we join together, all that breaks is a sweat. Yeah. Next one that I'm going to do is a dedication to the place where I cut my teeth as a spoken word artist, and that was at the Muddy Cup Coffee House. Yes, I remember every incarnation of that place. In fact, September 12th, 2002 is my anniversary of how long I've been doing spoken word. Yeah. I've been doing it for 14 years, going on this year. So, this is called In Memory of the Cup. Alas, you are gone, O cafe. Alas, you are gone. Your walls were like that of a heart painted with the blood of every artist. Your moldings, gold like coins used to divine, foretelling the tales of falling fraternal orders of oratory. Your coffee was strong like packs of Siberian huskies, carrying excess weight and persevering, all of which gave their all, and not one slacking. Your stage was like the deck of a yacht. The acoustics reverberated relentlessly. Like the 9 Greek muses or the inspirational paintings filling each nook of the cafe, you were my island's equivalent of the cabarets of Rive Gauche. built upon the foundation of creative collaboration with an occupancy of minds that could cause a cerebral fire hazard. Altogether, you have proven mortal. A trace of life exists no more. I became enraptured with you, oh my cafe, my sanctuary, with one sip of your cappuccino, with one view of the performances you held. How immortal is your memory, my cafe, my sanctuary, how much more ambient your atmosphere than Eden. Your air, oh my cafe, was laden with beans, leaves, and grains. Honey and milk accentuated the beverages you served, their fragrances like the fragrances of condiments fresh from bees and bovines. A playful chanteuse was my cafe, my sanctuary, a loyal coquette, a fair mademoiselle. You were like the woman I'd expire for, a lady of untainted soul and liberated heart. Rest in peace, buddy. Yeah, another side note is that I used the Song of Songs as an inspiration for this. Love that book. Love that book of the Bible, I do. Yeah, speaking of the Bible, I am planning on getting an adult confirmation next year, which is going to be the beginning of the Hebrew year on May 30th. So the reason I'm mentioning this is because religion and spirituality has been playing a major role in my life lately. So I really do believe getting back into this frame of living and studying, the Torah and what have you. I am definitely a lot more at peace than I have ever been. And the other thing I want to mention is that the Orlando shootings in the Pulse nightclub inspired me to actually put this together. And it inspired me to really turn to my faith and turn to my spirituality as a means of gaining some peace in the world. And so for that, I'm happy. I'm always going to be the same me, but Judaism is just my core, man, so I can't help but give it up as far as that goes. Thank you.
We love you, Jack.
Thank you. Yes. I love them all. So long as there's a mug in front of me when it's being said, I love it. Yeah, kidding. So, this one I gotta dedicate to Julie Benson, who was up here earlier. See, one thing Julie and I have in common is that we're both into psychology. We're both psychology buffs and nerds and what have you, and I love that. We're especially big on Carl Jung, and the one element of Carl Jung that I'm sure we're both fascinated by is the archetypes. And the anima is the female element of the male, the one that is often repressed. This one is dedicated to my anima. It's called Cadence. My anima's name is Cadence. Yeah. She is my cadence, voice of many inflections, soprano of my soul, poet, healer, muse, connection to my primal communication, lifting the burden of my beast, beauty, the archetypal trait, embodiment of the dessert on my plate, light, every possible definition, flight to every possible destination. The woman in me roars and she is scorned, and fury weakens her voice, blinds her from birth, buried, revived by the pleasure of menthol. Smoke obscures her mirror. She is my ambrosia, she is my nectar, she is every fruit in Deuteronomy. Wheat and barley, every grain of a sixth sense. Her ears pierce grapevines, figs succumb to her gravity, pomegranates bearing her design, her seeds, humor ripe as olives, oil to my rusted trust. Honey extracted from her heart, her hive, my second law, my universal balance. She emerges from the pit of my fear. She stands upon the summit of my knowledge. She is my vivid imagination. For when the twilight hits a new dimension, the journey crosses an uncharted boundary, and she guides me through each erogenous zone. Stroking, paralyzing thoughts, slurring speech, sweating, labor worth more than a red cent. But the scent of a red rose remains as petals fall and pollination flourishes. She carries me when tears plummet. My eyes grace her, soothing my wrath, alleviating my anxiety, protecting my gratitude, preserving my honesty, strengthening my serenity. This last one that I'm going to do is called Series of Requests. It's basically the culmination of this book where I try to figure out just what can be learned from this all of these reflections. This is Series of Requests. Siri, search for 10 points of identification which can be used to obtain poetic license. Better make that 9, as I just found 1 point in this verse. Siri, every year a song appears on the radio that moves me. Create a playlist offering subtle reminders that I'm still a human being. Siri, plot the points between the void and the secret world within it. I want to find a new way to walk. Please archive the directions so my recovery can be shared between platforms. Siri, if you subtract my ability to communicate, will I still have a reason to live? Can I relearn communication through you? Can I preserve my reason to live in my iCloud? I need a backup in case I'm rendered speechless. Siri, I need instructions on how not to be merely a wage slave. Please eliminate the phrase impossible dream from your language database. Siri, send a message to Judaism and let her know she has not been neglected. Fit some quality time for the two of us this coming Friday night. Siri, give me the hexadecimal code which closely matches the color of my healthy aura. Please use this code, calibrate, and change the color of my world beyond this wallpaper. Siri, I want to import my self-image to Instagram. I'd like to filter out my insecurity and stop living in the shadows. After all, that's the purpose of this vignette. Siri, please archive these instructions so I may have a clear idea as to the type of person I strive to become. Please archive these instructions so I may have a clear idea as to the type of person I used to be. Siri, one last question. Who am I? And I can honestly say, just through doing this performance, I know who I am, I know where I am, and I enjoy it. And you've all made this possible. You have really all made this possible. I really do appreciate every single one of your faces being here. So, that being said, I just want to offer thanks to the representatives that we have here from the Staten Island Slam team, Thomas Fugoloro, Julie Benson, and Morningstar. And as far as those who are on the Slam team who are not able to make it, I will just say their names: Eric Alter, Nick Yuck. I also got to give props to John Snyder, who is a finalist, Craig Kite, who is another finalist, and of course Tariq Zaid, the proud owner of the Richmond Hood Company.
And Jenna started NYSAI.
And we have to talk about NYSAI. NYSAI Press, they put out some really damn good articles and damn good poems, art. If you want to submit to them, I believe when is the next submission period? Oh, right now is the submission period? Okay. Okay, so September, starting now, it is the submission period, and when is it supposed to end?
October 15th.
All right, on October 15th, that's when the deadline is. Please, if you had a poem in your heart, or a picture in your soul, or a story, wherever it may take you, from wherever it may take you, please submit to NYSAI. They got good taste. No, seriously though, I really want to thank all of you for coming out, and enjoy the rest of the night. Thanks.